Okay, Dick. And good afternoon, everybody, from a sunny but frigid New York City. The second game is underway, and it's ripped in on that right side by Vasiliev. Solving in the corner. Mikhailov trying to get it. They bump along the boards. Tumanev, 21, is a new player for the Soviets, taking over from Harlamov. They keep it in. Tumanev is then bumped by Robinson. The All-Stars trying to get it out, and they roll it into the center ice area. Starikov to Vasiliev to Starikov on the left side. He's having difficulty against Clark to Lafleur. Lafleur trying to control it. It's along the board. In behind the net. Shoved off to the ice by Starikov. Back to the fence to Solving. The rebound, and Clark missed it. There's Lafleur into the corner. Tumanev in behind the net for the Soviets. He gives it off to Vasiliev, who pumps that pass off Mikhailov. Here's Lafleur working in on the left side, and he was bodied by Mikhailov. Good action to start
the glass, break somewhere. I don't know what. This is a strange one. The officials are the only ones who are out there.
They aren't checking the ice, Dick. It looks like the Soviets are refusing to come on the ice for some reason.
Well, this is a very strange turn right here. The whistle went. The players from both teams went to their respective benches, and now here they come. Well,
it could be
long range. It's tough to figure out.
Dick, what I think it is, the Soviet coach is trying to match lines. So he was waiting for Scotty to make the first move.
I think, is there a home game situation here? Is this the Soviet home game?
I think this is the Soviet home game.
Right.
home game.
Yes.
So they get the last change. All right. Well, we'll get that sorted out. Little international juggling of lines as we look at Tikhonov, the coach of the Soviet Union. Now here we get Aggie Kuklowitz, who might be involved a bit here today with Dombrowski, acting as the interpreter as we sort this one out. Just to recap the lineup changes for the Soviets, Valery Harlamov is injured. We'll take a listen here. Already. Harlamov injured and not playing is a Charlie Horse. Gennady Tsagenkov, a veteran defenseman, out of the Soviet lineup. Viktor Tumanev, who was on the ice as a starter, number 21, is playing in place of Harlamov, and Sergei Babinov, number 4, is in on defense. He did not play Thursday.
Dick, when I heard there was going to be a Soviet lineup change, I was praying that it would have been Vedya Letina, but he is in there, and we have to contend with him, Bobby.
Well, this carries on here. If it is a Soviet home game, then they have the right to change after the NHL team changes.
Dick, I'm not sure it was even discussed whose home game it was today or Thursday night. And I think the Soviets are saying, well, it was NHL Stars home game. Thursday, it's ours tonight.
Well, that's the story. We've now been advised from those a lot closer to the scene than we are that indeed the Soviets are claiming this is their home game. They get the final change. So that's why, Bobby, you read it properly, and he hung on and waited for the line change to take place. There's Jerry Cheevers, who is in uniform today as the backup goaltender to Dryden. Tony Esposito served as the backup on Thursday. Now we have the discussion.
Is that what he's saying? Every Pichorki, sometimes okay. He wants both teams. That's fine. Now, honestly understand. Last year, the Soviets. They're the whole team today.
Seat, which is almost front and center. Danny, you're still in your seat, front and center in the broadcast booth. Where you go?
Well, that disruption will be remembered as the one that came at 58 seconds in 1979 at Madison Square Garden. So we are ready for the face-off in fairly deep Soviet territory, and it goes to Vasiliev off Clark's stick into the center ice area. Mikhailov cutting it on the right side. Ice Hockey game Savard has played, in his opinion, in 10 years. McDonald behind the net. He lost it momentarily. It comes along the boards to Sittler. Back to McDonald. Carroll coming up on the right side. There's Pervukin going in there to cover up for the Soviets. It goes to the other side. Into the corner. Petrov. Kapustin is now on the ice for the Soviets. They're beginning to lay the body on a bit in the corner. In behind the net, Vasiliev up on the left side. Back to Vasiliev. Into the center ice area. He's over the line. A high drifting shot off the glass. On the left side in the all-star zone, a pass finds its way down the ice. And back for the Soviets go. And the All-Stars are making changes while the play goes on. Goalie Cobb was hit. Now coming in is Gillies around the net, and he lost it. Teams are changing while the play goes on. Alexander Golikhov's pass taken finally by Trottier. It's up on the line to Robinson. The big bird coming up to Gillies. A shot nowhere near the net. Golikov, Alexander couldn't get it. Trottier said, we're doing in front. And a shot by Bossy low and wide. Now Alexander Golikov missed the pass. On the left side of Robinson, he drilled it into the corner. Pervukin going in there for the Soviets. Back to the point. Makarov swings the pass to center and is gobbled up and cleared back in by Salving. Into the corner for Pervukin. And that was called on the icing.
The other night in Game 1, certainly a big moment for young Barry Beck of the Colorado Rockies, and we talked to him about Thursday night's game prior to this one.
Soviets, everybody up for the face-off. Vernikov, Colvin, Skvortsov. The line for the Soviets. Gainey lugged it into the center ice area. He had difficulty against Babinov. Now he and Colvin got mixed up on the line. Over on the other side. Fedorov knocked it out off a stick down on the right side. Back in, Robinson giving it off, and it's Salving getting it out over the line. No score here in the opening period. Fired in over the line. Fedorov knocked it to the corner. Salving is back there. He winds it up on the left side. Shot is belted on the line. LaFleur couldn't pick it up. Back in there. The late offside whistle is called off. It was lugged to center and cleared in by Salving. Into the corner. It's played up on the right side by Babinov. Skvortsov couldn't get it. Here's LaFleur. There's a shot by Dion. It was on, but handled by Tretiak. Salving pumped it back in there. There's a shot. It hit a leg. It went off shut stick. Salving has it back at the All-Stars line. Feeds it ahead for Dion. This could be icing against the NHL All-Stars.
And now let's go down to our studios, join Dave Hodge.
And the starting lineup. So it got cleared up very quickly. I'm happy it was. It was a lot less of a problem than I thought.
We don't need another delay. Let's get back to the game.
On the face-off in the All-Star zone. Garikov playing it ahead. Soviets have Shlukov, Kapustin, and Balderas. It's cliché to say and very obvious to everybody that in a three-game series, the second game has to be pivotal. We mention it because it's this fact that's obvious, that if the All-Stars win today, they win the series. A Soviet victory or a tie will set up the situation for an all-out series decider tomorrow in the third game. Vasiliev over to Balderas, who was tied up and stymied in that first game, largely through the checking of Gainey. Now it's kept in. Shlukov passed it back. Balderas trying to get in position. Kapustin couldn't pick it up. There's Balderas. Back to Kapustin. There's the shot. It was wide. Soviets have some pressure here. Kapustin trying to center it. It went off Peral's stick. Garikov clearing it back in there. Now it's out over the line, down into Soviet territory. Back there is Garikov. Garikov handing it off to Vasiliev. He picks his way out on the left side. Pass goes on the right wing. Mikhailov is on. He centered it right in front. And Savard was there to clear it. Soviets have made changes while the play goes on. Dumanev is on. Mikhailov. Now the All-Stars making changes. At the Soviet line, ahead to Mikhailov. off on the right side. He's over the line. There's the shot. And it was called on the offside.
Live from New York, this is the Challenge Cup.
Face-off outside the All-Stars blue line. 14 minutes and 27 seconds left in the opening period. There is no score in the game. Just a one shot on goal by the All-Stars. Mikhailov jamming in on the boards. The face-off will be in All-Stars territory.
Bobby, there's Denny Potvin, his first appearance.
And Guy Lapointe also, Dick.
That's right.
We're out there together, and two pretty good hockey players.
Scotty's obviously going to go with the sixth defenseman. I know he likes to do that with the Canadians as often as he can when he has six who are healthy, and especially when you are playing back-to-back games.
That's right. It's easier on the players, and I've seen Scotty do that many, many times.
Soviets with the defense playing up. Belyaletdinov is out on defense. Now they back into the center ice area. Stars coming up. There's Perot. Takes a look. The pass went off the leg. Pervukin is the other defenseman for the Soviets. Now the Soviets in the center ice area. Mikhailov to Tumanev. Tumanev takes his time. He's back deep in his own zone. To the other side to Pervukin. Now into the corner. Pervukin watched by McDonald. Mikhailov has it on the left wing at center. Tumanev is coming up. Watch him, and the pass went off his stick along the board. Perot decides to lug it out himself, twisting and turning into the center ice area to the Soviet line. Great work to Sickler, and he fired a booming blast off the glove of Tretiak over the glass.
And again this afternoon,
We have Salming and Robinson playing up. Schutt rifles a shot wide by 3 or 4 feet. And, of course, the ruling in this series is that at the slightest provocation, the goalie can hold the puck and there's no penalty. From the face-off, Schutt couldn't get the good wood on it. Now Dion to Schutt. He tried to pass it back. And the Soviets taking over. They headman the puck. Going down at the line is Salming. He stopped his man. Here's Lafleur. The pass went off a stick. Babinov finally got it out to Vladimir Golikov. He cleared it in. Into the corner on the boards. They fight for possession. They jostle there again. Makarov is getting set for the shot. And a hard shot and the rebound hit the side of the net. Now Makarov again. And he rattled that one off the leg. Back into the center ice area. Dion over to Schutt. He stumbled against Babinov. Babinov firing it out on the right side. Golikov rolled it ahead. Here's Lafleur picking it up. He watches his check. He lost it. Lafleur again goes after it. Fedorov turning at the Soviet line. Ahead it goes to Makarov. Makarov over on the far left side. Babinov to Kapustin. He dropped it back to the line. Now Fedorov coming up on the right side. He cleared it in. And Gillies belted Fedorov. Poitier couldn't pick it up. It's kept in. There's a shot. Dryden. Starikov right over to Kapustin. They score! Kapustin. I think it'll be he.
now a happy Soviet bench as they take the 1-0 lead. The big rebound came off Dryden, but it went right back to the Soviet player. But Bobby on the line change, Team NHL never did get possession of the puck.
Starikov makes a great play here. The rebound was right back to him on the point. It's just a great play. Kenny got a piece of it, but trickled by him.
So take a look at it from a low-level angle right here, and off to the right side. The puck is fired, as Bobby mentioned. Dryden got a piece of it. It's 1-0 the Soviets.
Now back over on the other side to Savard. His pass hit the referee. Here's the announcement on the goal. Gillies centering it in front. Bossy couldn't get control. Back it comes. And a shot just wide by Gillies. There's Beck firing it around the net. Savard at the point, keeping it in. It's kicked to the line by Vasiliev, who lost his stick in over the line. Dvorsov took the shot off powerful leg. It's finally back into Soviet territory. Vasiliev to the other side. The Starikov back into the center ice area. Skvortsov dropping it back. Varnakov jammed out of the play. Skvortsov to Starikov over the other side to Vasiliev. There's a shot. A low sizzling drive wide. Barber is bumped on the board. But the Soviet player Kova got the worst of it. Here's Davey going in. And a brilliant save by Tretiak. Soviets starting out. They pump it through the center ice area. Big Petrov going down and bumping with Savard. And a call for icing.
This game between the NHL All-Stars and the Soviet national team is coming to you from New York. Well, there's the goal scorer, Sergei Kapustin, who's done very well in competition against National Hockey League opposition. He's given the Soviets a 1-0 lead here today.
Petrov against Sittler on the draw, along the boards. It's cleared out to the line. Pumanev at the line, a pass to the right side. Shoved ahead by Mikhailov, and McDonald scampers to the far side. Soviets kept it in, and then it's bounced down the ice. Vilya-Letinov is back there, and it is icing again against the All-Stars of the National League.
Bobby, the Soviets here today are doing what impressed a lot of people the other night. They never stop skating. There is constant motion.
They're going all the time, Dick, and you may think you're beside a guy, you look and he's there, and then as soon as you turn away from him, he moves away from you. So you've always got to watch your man, especially in your end, because they never, ever stop moving.
1-0 Soviet Union leading in this hockey game. Now there's Carroll, a skating dandy. This time he elects to hand it off to Robinson to the other side to Salming off the board. And again, it'll be icing called against the All-Stars. Dick, I want to ask Bobby a question if we have time here. I noticed in the game on Thursday night that the National Hockey League players got away.
Stayed in, usually they'd be backing off, but they're keeping their defensemen in, and they practiced that the whole practice yesterday.
Face off to the right of Dryden. The shot's on goal. USSR 3, NHL 2. 1-0 for the Soviets. Barber went down. Makarov clearing it into the corner. He had an excellent scoring opportunity. Number 24, Makarov did the last time he was out there. Point-blank range shot, and Dryden got in front of it. Now it is Robinson forechecking the goalie cop, and Makarov for the Soviets. They keep it in. Now Salming on the board. Vladimir goalie cop passed it to the slot. Gainey got rid of it, and the Soviets certainly dominating at this particular stage in the hockey game. Now Barber into the center ice area. He cleared it in, and Scotty Bowman making changes. Now the puck in the Soviet zone. In there goes shot. He centered it, and it's gobbled up by Vladimir Golikov. Ahead to Alexander, his brother, on the right wing at center against Lafleur. Dryden clearing it up on the board. Shot coming out with Dion and Lafleur. Now Dion picks up a loose puck going in on the right side, and he lost it. Makarov coming out. Lafleur in over the line, but stranded there was Dion.
You are watching the series of the century live from Madison Square Garden. Galvin and Bobby Orr in the broadcast booth here at Madison Square Garden. Team NHL with only 2 shots on goal in the first 11 minutes and 15 seconds of the game. Soviets at 3.
It is Shluptov at center with Kapustin and Balderas for the Soviets. Lafleur, Schutt, and Dion for the All-Stars. Here's Lafleur at the line. Dion was belted by Kapustin after clearing it in. Now from the point, Guy Lapointe. Dion centered it right out in front. And Vasiliev very effectively covered up on it against Schutt. Now Balderas handing it off to Kapustin, back to Balderas. He swings the back pass to Kapustin. He tried to center it from the corner against Potvin. They jostle vigorously. Back it goes. Starikov a shot, and he's wide with it. Vasiliev is the other defenseman playing up. The Soviets got it to the side. Potvin to the other side. Now into the corner. They try to get it back. It comes to the far side. Vasiliev backhands it in there along the board. Down on the ice. Potvin along with Balderas.
blitzing. What do you read in that?
They are forechecking the heck out of us right now, Danny. They're doing a great job forechecking, and like I said earlier, their entire practice yesterday was spent on forechecking, shooting the puck in, going in after it, keeping their defensemen up, and that's exactly what they're doing so far in the game.
Face off to the left of Dryden. 1-0 for the Soviets. It goes to the far side. Gauthier got away from the check. He didn't get away from it. There's a penalty coming up for cross-checking, and that will go against Coben.
This is live coverage of game number 2 for the Challenge Cup. Vladimir Koben, number 9, Soviet Union, and he is off for cross-checking, and there you see the reason why. On the power play, Team NHL with 4 Islanders, the Trottier line, Dennis Potvin plus Guy Lafleur on the right point.
Face off just inside the Soviet line. Dennis Potvin flipped it in there. Pervukin sends it down the ice. Let's pick up the Soviet players. The Golikovs are up front. Bilyaletnov is on defense with Pervukin. They're doing the forward checking. That has been their pattern of performance very successfully so far in this hockey game. The Soviets have it. Now the Stars are coming out, led by Potvin. To the right side it goes. Here's Bossy feeding it back in there. There's puck in front. And it's cleared to the line. Not out. Bossy has it knocked off the stick, but it was gloved ahead.
You know, we were told, Bobby, that the Soviets don't have specialists. If it's your turn, you kill a penalty, you play in the power play. I don't know. We can cancel that memo, I think, because these Golikov brothers killed the penalties all night Thursday. They're out there again.
2 fine hockey players. To me, they were the better players for the Soviet Union Thursday night. Up to this point, Danny, Dick, they're just skating the heck out of it.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
A minute and a dozen seconds left in the penalty. Now Lafleur was checked. Alexander Golikov flipping it. Potvin from behind the net trying to get this Stars power play into effective operation. Old Gillies was hit just outside the line. Now it's center right in front. They score! Bossy!
What a play Trottier makes it.
Oh, yeah, down the left side. Brian Trottier, and it's 1-1. Mike Bossy, 2 games, 2 goals. Is he a sniper? But you're right, Bobby. The big move is Trottier on the left board.
And watch how strong Trottier is on the boards here. Watch this. This right. They couldn't hold him. It's a great play to Bossy, and Bossy can put the puck in the net. Trottier gets a piece of it. 1-1.
All right, we'll take a look here. As did Ken Dryden on the Soviet goal. Tretiak does get a chance. A piece of it, as Bobby mentioned, but it's off the skate, through his leg. And the power play pays off. Mike Bossy.
Clark Gillies made a great play right at center ice to get the puck ahead.
So the score tied at a goal. Babinov on defense with Fedorov. It was cleared in by the Soviets. Now Dion being watched by Coben. Back to Coben. He fired and a remarkable save by Dryden. That was close in. I don't think it hit anybody on the way. Now back. Fedorov at the line, keeping it in. There's that pesky diminutive line for the Soviets. Finally, the Stars get it out. Sittler clearing it ahead, and down it goes on the right side. Vernikov to Babinov. Behind the net into the corner. Fedorov up on the left wing for Vernikov. And it's called on the offside.
So the scoring play again for Team NHL. There's the youngster who got it, Mike Bossy. Trottier and Gillies assisting at 13:35.
Bobby, a tremendous scorer.
Varnikov made a heck of a play to Coben, and Kenny Dryden. It didn't hit anybody. Kenny made the big save. Here it comes now. But Varnikov here makes a great move, great play to Coben, and Kenny made a super save.
Vasiliev. Played back in by Mikhailov to Vasiliev. He gets it ahead to the line. Shumanev over on the left side. Intercepted by Perro. White shot coming in. There it is, the shot. And that goes into Tretiak, but I think it went off a Soviet player. A dangerous play. Now into the corner. They draw for
stopped, we asked him before the game, do you change your style against Soviet opposition?
No, not really. I think that I don't really know the Soviet team well enough to know whether I should change or not. So while noticing perhaps a few things that they do extremely well and trying to recognize those, essentially I try to play the same way as I would in a regular season game.
Ken Dryden now has a 4-game unbeaten streak against Soviet opposition.
Despite the fact we have a total of 8 shots and just over 5 minutes left in the period, there's been a fair amount of action in this period. There's the third to the other side, bumping with Shumanev. The Stars keeping it in. Vasiliev around the net, lugging it to the right side. One hand on the stick, and he was checked by Perov. And the Stars send it back in there. Starikov, let's see a penalty for hooking, I think, coming up. Dombrowski is coming over to assess the penalty.
The Challenge Cup is coming to you live from New York.
And on the power play, Valderas, Shluptov, Fedorov, Vasiliev, and Kapustin. Park and Gainey up front. Gainey is checking Fedorov. Score tied at a goal. Now the Soviets on the power play and a wave of 5 into the center ice area over the line. Valderas took the pass along the boards. Now it's loose. Here's Gainey breaking out on that left side. He's checked by Fedorov. Gainey carries on partially, stays with it, and a tremendous effort by Bob Gainey.
Well, Bobby, you know, the Soviets are strong. Scotty Bowman talked about it after the first game, but John Ziegler looking out. I think shaking his head, thought there might have been a penalty call there, but Gainey showed tremendous strength down that
Well,
side.
Fedorov is one of their stronger players, too, and he couldn't keep a hold of Bobby. So Bobby's very, very strong.
Face off outside the Soviets line. A high-rising shot by Salming. Fedorov hands it to Vasiliev ahead on the right side to Valderas. Flipped off back to Valderas and over the line. And it was called on the offside.
This is a very, very important penalty for us to kill off, Dick. The NHL Stars have not played really that great. I think the Soviets have dominated this first period to this point. We're tied 1-1. If we can kill this off and win with a 1-1 tie, it'll be good going into that second period. We should be all right.
Bobby, shots directed at the goal. Preview out on that one. The Soviets have had 12. The NHL 7 shots at goal. Even now, 4 apiece. Look on that tablet, introduce himself in both languages. Good game.
Now Savard, Bailey cleared out, looked off to the corner. He's jammed into the boards by Savard. Vasiliev against Gainey, and it's out over the line. And the time remaining in the penalty now, exactly a minute with 3:42 left in the opening period. The score tied at a goal. Here's Valderas, the great skater, into the slot, getting set. He fired it. The rebound, and it's clear to the line, not out. Vasiliev fired a screen shot. And luckily, perhaps for the All-Stars, that was wide. Fedorov swinging it back into the corner to Kapustin. His centering pass blocked by Clark. It's jammed off the corner boards by Salming. The Soviets keeping it in. Into the corner, Kapustin behind the net it goes. It's a centering pass, and Savard against Shluptov covers up.
There in the penalty box, 25 seconds left to serve. That's played by Valderas, Bobby. That's the first time that he has really, you might say, done anything in the series. He was very ineffective against Gainey checking Thursday night.
He's such a great hockey player. You know, it's just a matter of time before he comes. And he put on a little stick handling there for him. But he's very, very talented. It's just a matter of time. So our penalty killers are doing a fantastic job on this one.
25 seconds left in the penalty. There's the rebound to Golikov, and he almost fired it home. Into the Star zone again. Finally, Robinson whips it down the ice. Makarov and the Golikov, Bilyaletdinov, and the other attacker on the power play is Provukin for the Soviets. Now Robinson slashes it out. It goes to the right side, and the penalty now has expired. It's rolled into Soviet territory. There's Perro going down against Provukin in the corner. It's centered from a sharp angle by Sittler. Bilyaletdinov coming down on the left. think, the better hockey club in this first period, although the score is tied at a goal. Now they fight for possession in Soviet territory. Gillies fires. They score!
Dick, I'm not sure. It may have gone off the Soviet defenseman.
Mark Gillies made a good play. This has been a super line for the NHL, with 3 from the Islanders. Now it'll go to Gillies right here. Okay,
I'm sure.
Okay, 20.
Just shoot it towards the net.
Hard to tell from that
Here's the
replay.
Trottier got a piece of it.
Might get a better look at it here, Bobby, if the camera can follow right through to the goal crease. No, don't think so. Puck's in the net by the time he gets there. We'll wait for the announcement on it.
However,
It's in the net.
I'll tell you, that's a tough line. Just three great hockey players.
Brian gets the goal. Brian Trottier.
So the Stars 2, the Soviets 1. Soviets coming back. It's centered. Colvin was rammed in on the board by Beck, and they jam in the corner, and I would think that the Stars are rather fortunate to be leading.
Okay, let's take a look here, Bob. We might see the goal was awarded to Trottier. Follow the bouncing puck kind of hard at this distance, but we'll see.
Look at Trottier in front of that. They can't hold on there.
Right.
He's just so strong. He really surprises, Trottier surprises me with his strength. I didn't think he was so big or so strong, and he's so strong, and he's got a great upper body.
Soviets, everybody up. Gavortsov took a shot, hit a leg, and Savard jumped to pass up on the left side. Gainey going after Babinov. To the other side on the boards, they jam in there. They might get a whistle here. Let's see. Yes, they do.
A little bit of side play along the board. Fedorov and Bill Barber. We're told by people a little closer to the scene than we are that the puck, the last object it seemed to hit prior to going into the net was Tretiak's stick. Soviets have outshot the NHL 8-5 at this point.
Danny, I agree. We are fortunate to be ahead 2-1 right now. The Soviets have played very, very well this first period.
You notice in the first game, again, I'm going to put you on the spot and recall, I thought Tretiak did not help his team as much as he had in the past. He stayed in the goal too much. He didn't get out. Is that right?
Get back to it in a minute.
Okay.
Okay.
On the face-off, it goes to the left side. Krylov kicks and then shoots. And there is now less than a minute to go in the opening period. The NHL All-Stars 2, USSR 1, back into Soviet territory. Tumanev around the net, played it into the corner. There's a pass, but Krylov couldn't knock that down. It was high. Came from Starikov. Robinson against Tumanev. Robinson swings it. Krylov keeps it in. Robinson gets another chance. Now Sittler's pass is blocked. Puck in the center ice area. Petrov fades over to the left side and is forced back in by the forechecking of Sittler. Vasiliev ahead to Mikhailov. He almost broke through there. That's one of their great plays. They love to pull it off. Headmanning that puck through the middle. In the first game, the NHL players cut off that area in the middle. Now here's Gillies going in, and it's called on the offside. Okay, but Mr. President.
I'll agree with you, Danny, that if a goaltender doesn't come out of that net when they shoot around, I can remember in '76 playing against the Soviet Union and the Czechs. That was one of our players to shoot around because we knew that the goaltenders would not come out of the net to cut it off. And we'd be shooting around one way and have our wingers coming in the other way. But when you get a goaltender not doing that for you, it's very, very difficult.
Okay, Bobby, that's the end of the first period. 2-1 for the NHL All-Stars.
Well, they have adjusted the shots. They've done that on us a couple of times in this series, but they make it 7-5 now, and that is official. The goal scorers for the Soviets, they opened the scoring. Kapustin.
Valery Vasilyev is acknowledged as a major pillar of the Soviet defense. He began to play at age 10 in his hometown of Gorky, where he lived right next to the Dynamo Stadium. Vasilyev worked his way up through the boys team, then the juniors, and finally to the Gorky Torpedo team in the Soviet Major League. In 1967, Vasilyev was invited to join the Dynamo team in Moscow, where he still plays today. Since 1970, Vasiliev has been a member of the Soviet national team. And so besides lots of medals, he has lots of photo memories of his trips to other hockey countries. And there he is with Canada's Soviet hockey interpreter, Aggie Kuklowitz. Valery and his wife, Tatiana, live in an apartment in Moscow. They've been married 7 years and have a 5-year-old daughter, Lena, who was away at her grandparents when our cameras visited. Vasiliev is in his 3rd year at the Krupskaya Teachers Training Institute in Moscow. Commenting on how a good defenseman should play, Vasiliev says, the defenseman must be tough. The attacker must fear you or be concerned about you. But the defenseman must keep cool. Toughness should not be confused with roughness.
Ничего.
And girls, how do you like that fancy samovar? And those colorful wooden bowls in Tatiana Vasiliev's kitchen. Vasiliev is said to be one of the strongest players in hockey, which obviously helps him out in the close checking. But he's also quite good at launching an attack with a quick pass, or even an occasional rush. Like most North American hockey players, Vasiliev likes to relax with music. At age 29, he's a veteran of the Soviet defense, and eventually will probably be remembered as one of the all-time great blue liners in Soviet hockey history.
He wasn't here today. And getting back to national anthems, I thought Roger Doucette centered for 2 great winners. Now into the corner, they hold it on the board.
Treatment. He's out there today.
From the face-off, in the Star zone, there's a pass from the right side by McDonald, intended for Farrell down the ice, and that is the 6th icing of the game against the NHL Stars.
But that's an icing that really was a pass that went astray, and that's something to relieve the pressure.
I think Scotty's plan now, Dick, is to, when the puck is in the far corner, get the winger quickly on the opposite boards and fire it around like that, and they're going to come out of there pretty easily if they do that.
Soviets with Petrov, Chumanev, and Mikhailov. From the face-off, the Stars starting out quickly with the flashy Farrell on the left side. He's over the line. Farrell puts on the brakes. He takes it up, winds up for the shot. He scores!
Well, that makes it 3-1, Bobby, and the puck hit something or somebody on the way, I'm sure.
I think Tretiak got a piece of it. Here's a case of not taking the man in your end. You can't let Gilbert Perreault float around in your ends. Everybody goes away from him, he blasts it. I think it goes right in. Tretiak gets a piece of it. Between the legs.
All right, we'll get a look at it here from the corner camera, and
You'll see two skaters go away from him. There's one.
right.
Well, one skater.
Oh, there's the other one right there.
Right there. But you can't let Joe Perreault. Oh, it did. You're right.
Might not be his goal. Somebody was wrapped up, and I didn't see who it was. Perreault shot the puck. I thought that, and I must confess, I don't know who that was, wrapped up in the arms of the defenseman. Oh, Perreault gets it. I don't know about that.
But you were right, Dick. Good eyes.
Just getting them focused at this distance. Well, Danny, that could be a big one. 27 seconds to go ahead, 3-1.
And the Stars have maximized to an alarming degree productivity on shots. 6 shots, 3 goals, batting .500. That's very high in hockey. Now for Vukin around the net. Plays it to the far side. Golikov, Alexander missed the pass, and Savard cleared it on the right side of the Soviet line. Vukin returning it, and Beck has it. Shoots it on the left side, and it hit Barber, who was going to the bench.
Team NHL lucky there, perhaps, didn't get called for too many men. Well, there's Farrell, who gets credit for the goal. Bobby will see it again. This will illustrate better your theory here.
You know, you can't skate by anyone in your end, especially Gilbert Perreault. I think you were right. That was tipped in front of the net, too, Dick.
On the face-off, it is Beck clearing it, and it hit the top of the boards at the Soviet bench, so the face-off will be back in the Star zone.
So the official call on the goal, Perro from Sittler at 27 seconds here in the second period. 3-1, Team NHL.
Very big goal for his Dick.
Makarov, Alexander Golikov, Vladimir Golikov up front for the Soviets. Now from the face-off, it was almost picked off in front of the net. On the right side, the Stars try to get out. Along the boards it goes and hopped over the boards, and a lot of whistles in the early minutes of the second period.
All the times I've seen the Soviets play, I've never, ever seen them keep their defensemen in like they're keeping them in now.
From the face-off, there's LaPointe shooting into the far side. The Soviets try to keep it in. They partially succeed. It's into the corner, and there's Potvin clearing it to the other side. Bossy couldn't pick it up. It's back into Soviet territory. Vilya Letinov is back there, and they bump in the corner. Now LaPointe looking at a high-flying puck. Golikov is over the line. He drops it to Makarov to Golikov. A high-rising shot on the rebound with Dryden sprawled, and he holds it.
Well, one of the stars of this series certainly has been young Mike Bossy of the New York Islanders as we look at Guy Lapointe, and boy, he has been shaken up as a result of that last rush. The trainer is out there. Norm Mackey of the Atlanta Flames is the trainer for Team NHL, and there he is talking to Guy, who hasn't seen that much service here this afternoon. On the ice a couple of times in the first period. He hasn't played a game, Bobby, if I'm right here. I believe 3 weeks ago tonight, the last time that Lapointe was in game action in the NHL. He had a touch of influenza, actually a touch of pneumonia, really, I guess, and that caused him to miss all of that action. Here's a back of the net look at that last exchange. The puck comes up over the net as they came down 3-on-2 on Lapointe and Potvin. And Lapointe drops, and he got the puck. That's what it was.
They put that late man all the time, dropping behind.
The Soviets again, everybody up. The Stars are leading here early in the second period, 3-1. There's a pass on the right side intended for Barber. Fedorov is back there, and it's icing again against the NHL.
This afternoon, obviously, here at Madison Square.
From the face-off, it goes into the corner. There is Salming. He lobbed it into the center ice area. My, oh my, the NHL's just getting that puck and clearing it down the ice.
That's the first time, though, Danny, that they've literally cleared it down the ice. The other icings in this period, there were two others where the result of passes that went astray, but nevertheless, it's happening. There is number 4, Sergei Babinov. He's 22 years of age. He did not play in Game 1 Thursday. He was an extra man.
It's Colvin at center, Varnikov on one wing, Skvortsov on the other. It is Salming with it. He played it off the boards. The Soviets keeping it in behind the net. They score! Colvin, or rather Varnikov, finally knifing that one through there. And it is 3-2, number 10, Varnikov.
That's one thing you don't want to do with the Soviets is give the puck up in your end, and that's what happened. I think it was Salming tried to shoot it up the boards, and it hit something on the boards and came right back to Varnikov. He made a great play, and Salming went down to block it. I don't know if we're going to see that.
Same kind of a play Bob Gainey made at that same end the other night. But Team NHL never got organized, Bobby, on those 2 or 3 face-offs. They iced the puck, and right there, Salming just threw it up along the boards. There wasn't anybody there that was near to it except the Soviet player. 3-2.
Skvortsov gets the assist, and the Soviets are back into the thick of things, just the differential of the 1 goal. Now there is another stoppage in play. The puck over the boards just outside the Soviet line. The shots on goal. USSR 8-6 for the NHL. There you are, Dick.
Well, you're right, Bobby. Threw it right up there. Salming in front of the net. He had thrown the puck around on the boards, and they were caught.
Looked out with Kapustin. And Balder is the line for the Soviets. In the Soviet zone, it comes on the left side. Kapustin to the far wing to Balderas with Shluptov. Here's Balderas over to Kapustin. He overskated it. The Stars roll it into Soviet territory. Back there quickly, Starikov. And it's cleared to center by Shluptov. Savard feeding it in on the left side for Gainey. Into the corner, chopped around the net. Starikov has it for the Soviets. A long pass to the line. Kapustin, he got away from Schutt. A pass goes off the leg of Lafleur. It's slapped to the boards by Beck. Now at the line, the Soviets firing back into the corner, and Beck is around the net. To the right side. They fight for possession. Clark hands it off to Savard up on the left side. That misses Steve Schutt. Down the ice it goes. Starikov touches it and is icing against the NHL Stars.
4 players in the Soviet team not in uniform. There they are, sitting together, watching this one. There is Harlamov. As we zero in on a long-time great Soviet star. He was shaken up by a Larry Robinson check late in the game on Thursday night, suffered a severe Charlie horse, and is not in action. He has more points against NHL opposition than anyone else in the Soviet lineup. Bobby Clark leads the Team NHL lineup in that regard. That's going into this series.
16 minutes and 35 seconds. Remaining in the second period, 3-2 to the NHL. Dryden catching that sharp angle shot, and again they line up for the face-off in deep Canadians territory against Dryden to his left. And this is his second game. Of course, he was in goal, performed rather admirably. Not too much work, but some brilliant saves in that opening game. Now Carroll coming down, he slides the pass, and it goes hopping over the boards to the left of Fretziak.
This period has passed the 3.5-minute mark, and the only shot that Scotty Bowman's Team NHL has managed is the one that went in. Farrell getting credit for the goal. And assist going to Sickler.
Now they jam in the circle. It's logged into the center ice area. Kumanev over the line, dropped it into the slot. It's cleared. Robinson chopped it out on the right side. And I don't know. That puck is alive. Over the boards.
The ice, I think, Danny, is starting to tell. Live from New York, this is the Challenge Cup.
Madison Square Garden. NHL 3. And the Soviets 2. The Stars get the draw. They clear it on the boards. Bossy is having difficulty. Finally, he gets it into the center ice area. Vladimir Golikov over to his brother. The shot, the rebound, and it's cleared away by Lapointe. Soviets keeping it in. Golikov winds up for the shot, and it goes off riding over the glass in the corner.
Bobby, Team NHL using the boards, as you mentioned, right off the bat here in the second period, but the Soviets are reading it perfectly.
Dick, they've got their defensemen coming in, pinching and doing a heck of a job. If we're going to shoot it around the boards, we've got to shoot it pretty hard so that winger can tip it by that defenseman coming in. If you shoot it too easy, it's just making it too tough for that winger.
Now it's into the center ice area. Soviets, Alexander Golikov having his problems against Trottier, who chopped it in, and it was called on the offside.
Young Mike Bossy's been a fine player for Team NHL. A goal here today. We asked him prior to the game about his feelings about the big one on Thursday.
Playing such a big game. I was very excited about being in that game against the Russians. It's my first time playing against them with a pro team, and playing with 24 other stars in the NHL was very exciting for me, and I'm looking forward to the 2 next games that we're playing against them.
Vasiliev bumping him with Schutt, but Schutt went down. Vasiliev gets the pass back, comes down to the line. Dvorak takes a shot. It's around the net to the other side. The Soviets getting it back to Vasiliev. Knocked down by Robinson, who kicked it into the center ice area. Now Starikov ahead to Vernikov. Vernikov back to his own line, over to Starikov up on the wing, and on it for the Stars. Dion took the pass. Here's Robinson getting it.
Two shots, 2 goals in the second period. Great average. That was just a super goal by Larry. Moves the puck. Beyond moves it to LaFleur. Robinson keeps going. And watch how he cuts out here. The big fella right out. Chechiak, you come in like that on a Cheevers or an Esposito or a Dryden, he's going to cut you down. He's going to poke check the puck right off your stick.
Team 2. Team NHL. A very strange type of game when you look at the score and then look at the play.
It is now NHL 4, the Soviets 2. Soviets coming back to the attack. Balderas to the other side, and a shot fired right on. Pervukin took a shot. He hit Balderas with it. Savard trying to clear it on the right side. Now here's Barber. His pass broken up, and Clark hurries on in ahead to Barber. Into the corner. Vilya-Levinov knocks it to the side. He's covering up in front. Now the Soviets starting out. Klukov with Kapustin. Kapustin over the line. He dropped it back. Now closing in with his shot. Vilya-Levinov. Vilya-Levinov. He is back. Gets it into the corner. They fight for it along the boards, and it's cleared into the center ice area, back into the Soviet territory. Pervukin to Vilya-Levinov. Back to Pervukin. Takes his time out over the line ahead. And Perro turns, comes back for the NHL All-Stars. Here is Perro. Perro working off the boards, coming in front. Great work by Perro. Back it goes. McDonald to Beck. Into the corner behind the net to Perro. There's a shot by McDonald. And he ricocheted that off the leg. Good pressure here by the Stars. Now the Soviets starting up. Kumanev hitting the line. Coming in with Mikhailov right in front. A shot. And a scintillating save by Dryden. Glukov takes a shot. And Dryden got a piece of that. Here's Babinov. He cleared it into the corner. And Beck shoots it down the ice. And it is icing.
This game between the NHL All-Stars and the Soviet national team is coming to you from New York. Game 2 of the Challenge Cup Series in New York.
Now the Stars on the right side. Rink-wide pass. Bossy over for Gillies. Gillies jostling, going in there. Runs into Fedorov. Now it's to the side of the Soviets net in the corner. Bossy looking for a puck. And it's cleared out over the line by Fedorov. Here is Babinov. Over to Fedorov. Back it goes to the other side. Behind the net and coming out on the left side. Mikhailov. He's at center. Right wing pass. Back it goes to the corner. Mikhailov going in against Dryden. Mikhailov falling along with Salming. And it is Trottier. Trottier losing it. Pass over the other side. Right in front. There's a backhand shot by Petrov. And a penalty is about to be assessed.
Salming's going to get an interference call, and for the first time in the series, we've got a bit of an altercation. There have been no coincidental penalties called to date through to this point in Game 2. And I think Salming gets the only call right here. You are watching the Series of the Century live from Madison Square Garden. Interference call against Borja Salming, Bobby, right in front of the net, I believe this takes place.
Oh, he pulls him down. That's the call I think he had to make.
So the Soviets, with another excellent opportunity to move to within one goal. They have an explosive power play. Here's Pervukin. Over on the other side it goes. By Lenetin to the side of the net. The net is empty. Clark to Savard. Savard gets down into the center ice area. Then into Vilya-Levinov. And they bump rather heavily at the line. Makarov digging down on the left side. He's over the line. Here's the drop pass. Golikov, Vladimir to Pervukin. Over on the other side. Winding up for the shot. The rebound. That was a hard drive. Here's Pervukin. Pervukin has it knocked off his stick. Vilya-Levinov brought it back Golikov lost it. Pavukin laying it to the other side. Vilya Lepanov finally got it ahead. It's over the line. Golikov waits back to Pavukin over on the other side. Into the corners. They take a look. Vilya Lepanov has it again to Makarov. Vilya Lepanov over to Pavukin. Vilya Lepanov again into the corner. They try to pass it in front. Puck is loose.
Savard gets a hand, well deserved. He's some power and strength out there.
So the Soviets still on the power play. 4-2 the score for the NHL All-Stars, and Robinson, who has the last Stars goal, losing it to Starikov. Ahead to Valderas. Valderas loses his balance, and Strickler cleared it down into Soviet territory. Starikov is back there for it. Kapushkin coming back. Slukov and Valderas now in over the line for Kapushkin, and he's broken up again by Strickler. Here's Salming coming back in over the line. Lanny McDonald going up, and he couldn't get it. Slukov to the other side. Long lead pass by Vasiliev. Down the ice it goes, and it is icing against the Soviets.
That's the first icing against the Soviets, and prior to the power play, the shots directed at the goal totally favored the Soviets. 27-12. It'll be more than that now. As far as the shots on goal are concerned, it's 15-7 in favor of the Soviets. And Bobby, when you get an outfit like Team NHL with all that firepower and just past the halfway mark of the hockey game, and had only 7 shots, tells you how the game's been going.
Well, the Soviets are playing very, very well. I'm sure the NHL Stars will come on before the afternoon's over.
Face-off in Soviet territory. A low shot just wide by Shuck. Vernikov, Colvin, Gavorska. That is the line for the Soviets. We have Dion, Lafleur, and Shuck for the Stars. Dion couldn't get by Colvin. Lafleur gets it loose. He's coming in against Vabanov. Here's Lafleur dropping it back to Shuck. There's the shot. And Tretiak was very alert and looked like the old-time Tretiak on that one, kicking it out in rapier-like fashion. Now the Soviets. Ahead it goes. Skvortsov, he's in over the line. Jammed into the play and knocked to the ice by Salming. Vabanov clearing it ahead. Colvin is in over the line. He's tied up. Over on the far side by Robinson. Here's Lafleur faking the shot. Lafleur putting on the brakes. Takes another look. Fedorov ties him up. And the Soviets clear it down to the Stars line, and Robinson returns it to Soviet territory. Fedorov is back there in his car for icing.
Dick, on that last penalty against the NHL Stars, they were happy to let the Soviets handle that puck outside that box, and they really didn't have any good scoring opportunities. But Pavukin a couple times moved in from the point, and if the passes had been on his stick,
Right.
they would have been in the net.
No, they were trying to set him up, but you're right. The box formation paid off for the NHL. Skvortsov played very well for the Wings in the 4 games with the Soviets, and we say hi back to you, the sign painters here at the Garden.
It is 4-2. The Stars leading in the second period, 8 minutes and 23 seconds left. Now the Soviets from their own line. Shumanev is over the line, back to Petrov. He tried to feed it back, and it's intercepted by Savard. Savard into the center ice area. Had trouble against Petrov. Mikhailov to Shumanev. He's chased behind the net by Lanny McDonald. McDonald, he belted Shumanev into the center ice area. Pavukin a long shot, no difficulty for Dryden on that. And Sittler intercepted by Petrov. And he whistles the shot knocked wide by Shumanev. That was an excellent scoring opportunity as Petrov intercepted in the slot position. Vilya Lepanov along the board, fighting for possession with Sittler. And now in there is Shumanev, and the play is stopped.
Now there's the team captain of the Soviet National Club, Boris Mikhailov. 7 World Championship teams. He's 34 years of age, certainly a top veteran. And he scored their opening goal in this series on Thursday night. Bobby, I still can't get over some of those bad passes Team NHL is throwing in its own opponents. Look at Anders Hedberg in cities today.
we continue to cough it up like that, or if the NHL Stars continue to cough it up, we're going to be in trouble.
7 minutes and 35 seconds now remain in the second period. A 2-goal differential, 4-2 for the NHL All-Stars. There's Guy Lapointe fading to the left side, firing it to the line, stopped by Vasiliev, and then cleared back in by Trottier. Gillies trying to knock down Starikov pass, and this is going to be icing against the Soviets.
This is live coverage of game number 2 for the Challenge Cup.
Goldikov along with Makarov, the line for the Soviets. For the Stars, the Islanders line of Bossy, Trottier, and Gillies. Makarov coming in over the line. Makarov fades to the right side. He was upended. Now on the right side, here's Bossy trying to get in front. And a good defensive play by Starikov. Well, they hold it on the boards in the corner. That man is a tremendous scorer whom you see there. Bobby, the puck seems to follow him at times, or he follows it.
Danny, he can put it in. He knows how to play the game.
I want to yell, let's go Islanders. That's the chant you hear when you're at the Nassau Coliseum for the Islanders home game. They started here a minute ago, and that line went out there. Trottier, Bossy, and Gillies.
Lining up for the face-off to the left of Tretiak. Gainey, Clark, and Barber to the line for the Stars. They have Robinson and Salming out of your picture. They are up inside on the points, ready to fire. But the Soviets, Fedorov to the other side to Babanov, bumping with Gainey. Clark was upended. Now here's Valderas clearing it up. Slupkov is going after it, and Barber did some neat back-checking. Big Slupkov. Up on the wing it goes to Kapustin. Robinson watching back and then watching Kapustin. In goes Babanov. Barber out over the line. Lost it quickly. Valderas. Fedorov. He takes a look. The pass goes up to Slupkov over the line with Kapustin. He's bumping with Barber. Here's Barber coming down with Clark. The Flyers players in over the line. Clark to Gainey. Tretiak was in front of that one. He didn't have a chance to move, but he was in the right spot at the right time. There's a face-off about to take place in Soviet territory.
Good scoring chance. It's 4-2 for Team NHL over the Soviets. 5:56 left in the second period. Bobby, a good scoring chance.
Another case, too, the man turning away from Clark inside that blue line and letting him go. And Clark, he made a great play to Bobby Gainey, and Tretiak made a great save.
Well, here's a better look at it, Bob.
Watch him. Stick checking. In your end, that'll kill you every time.
So the NHL Stars defense in over the line for the face-off. To the far side, in front of the net. Bilyaletdinov got it up. It comes to the line finally, and Lafleur tipped it back into the center ice area. Bilyaletdinov again. Now it's over on the far side. Dvorak got it up on the wing, and it's repelled in by Colvin. Now into the corner. Savard played it off the boards. Bilyaletdinov goes back there. He has it, and he whipped the pass into the center ice area. Varnikov, his pass intercepted. It's shot over the line. Drop pass to Dion. Dion is getting in close. He fired it, and a remarkable save by Tretiak. Tretiak has pulled off perhaps his best save since the series so far in this second period. He was not too brilliant in the first. And, of course, he let in perhaps the soft goal in the second, but he's looked sharper of late. Now the Soviets coming back in. There's shot. Dvorak, I think it is he who has been checked. Is that number 11?
Barry Beck is going to get the penalty on the play, and it is number 11, Sportsov, the player who was shaken up by Beck, but Beck heads to the penalty box. The Challenge Cup is coming to you live from New York. Alexander Sportsov, number 11 of the Soviet national team, being attended to by the Soviet trainer. That comes as a result of the check thrown at him by Barry Beck, who has been penalized for boarding at 15:07 here in the second period.
So the Soviets, with their awesome power play, have an opportunity again, so let us see what will eventuate here. They need a goal to get back within one. It's 4-2 for the Stars. Starikov, he hands it off. takes a look. He fired a long, high pass, and it's over the glass.
They're setting up the basketball chant defense here in Madison Square Garden. Bit of a basketball flavor to the introductions. If you were listening, you heard Bobby Clark introduce it from the Philadelphia 76ers. Well, they play here, too, I guess. Understandable. Once in a while.
A minute and 39 seconds left in the penalty as Savard digs to the corner against Mikhailov. Now it's at the lip of the crease and Dryden to Gainey, and he sweeps it down on the left side. Soviets back there to regroup, get their power play into operation. Up on the right side they go. Petrov over the line to Mikhailov. Back it goes to Vasiliev. Over to Starikov. He takes a look. In it goes to the other side to Petrov. Now here's Starikov. What is he going to do? He looks, gets it over to Vasiliev. Now Vasiliev stars with that box to the side of the net. It's center right out in front. Went off Savard's stick. Now Petrov off the stick. Starikov has it again. He's back at the point. He takes a look. Here's Vasiliev faking the shot. He lets it go. Kicked out by Dryden. Vasiliev. He has it again. Takes a look. Will it go to the other side? It does. Now they look. Back to Vasiliev again. Into the corner to get in front. It went off Starikov's stick. Tumanev missed it. Vasiliev. He can't keep it in. And there are 22 seconds left in the penalty. Up there forechecking and doing a masterful job is Gainey. Now the Soviets coming up. Here's Petrov at center. He hopped over the line. Petrov turning, takes a look. Petrov is getting set. He set it. Mikhailov scores! What a beautiful setup. Mikhailov.
Oh, he could put that puck only one place, Bobby. That was up high over Dryden's left shoulder, and that's where he put it.
Petrov makes a great play to him here. Up high over his shoulder. It's a matter of time. They power play. They like to work it in. They like to get it over the blue line, slow it down, work it around, and it was a matter of time. They've got such a potent power play. It was just a matter of time.
Came just 6 seconds before the expiration of the penalty. It was their second shot on the power play, but they controlled it. So Mikhailov scores his second goal of the series, and we've got a one-goal hockey game this afternoon right now, 4-3. The NHL in the lead.
Boris Mikhailov.
Got that shot away so quickly, Daddy.
Fantastic. You know, I love to see a player with that wrist shot, Bobby Orr.
They all have great wrist shots.
17 minutes and 2 seconds the time of the goal. Just the one goal separating the teams now. Golikhov's pass is gobbled up by Barber. Barber cleared it to the line. Fedorov flipped it, and it's over the glass. 2 minutes and 39 seconds left. And he is one of the veterans of the team, Bobby. That line, Varlamov, Mikhailov, and Petrov, they're getting a little long in the tooth.
Well, they've been around for a while. I can remember in the 72, and they were the star of that series for the Soviets.
They're still tremendously dangerous. Now the puck in the star zone. It's clear to the right side. Lafleur couldn't get anywhere against Fedorov. Robinson playing it to Barber. He couldn't make contact down the ice. Fedorov is back, and it is icing against the Stars.
Bobby, a lot of people might be wondering about the lack of offense on the part of Team NHL. Only 11 shots near the end of the second period.
Well, I don't think that we're getting over center ice and throwing it in and forechecking like we did the other night. The other night we were throwing it in and forechecking the heck out of them, and they didn't know how to handle the forechecking. And they're doing that to us this afternoon. They're throwing it in, they're keeping their defense in, and we're having a few problems.
That last Soviet goal on the power play at 17:02, Mikhailov and Petrov and Vasiliev.
So this face-off to the left of Dryden, Zhluktov, Kapustin, and the other player is Balderas. He's back at the rim of the circle. There's a shot. They score! Kapustin! And it is a tie hockey game.
Well, one thing the NHL's been doing up to now is controlling face-offs in the majority, but not there, Bobby, and it cost them dearly.
I think it goes off Salming's leg. He doesn't hesitate, bang. It's off Salming's leg, and Kenny didn't have a chance on it.
Poor two quick ones by the Soviets, and we've got a tie hockey game. It's 4-4.
I noticed it was not Valderas out there, but they had sent Mikhailov out.
Well, they're matching lines. I've never seen the Soviets do this, and they're doing it today and doing it very well.
45 seconds, the separation in time of the two goals. Houston's second goal. Now here's Barber. Barber working his way in and is called on the offside.
Well, there he is, Kapustin with his second goal of the hockey game from Zluktov at 17:47. And Bobby, with the Soviets getting the two quick ones to tie it, you look back to the save Tretiak made off Dion.
That was the big one. That
would have been a 5-2 hockey game right there.
Things started to turn.
It is Gainey into Barber. Gainey cruising against Bilyaletdinov. They get tied up. Now it comes off the glass to the left side. Kapustin coming down. Valderas takes it. Valderas passes it back. Zluktov takes a shot. It's off a leg. Beck's leg in front. And the Stars knock it to the center. Here's Barber clearing it in against Pervukin. Gainey getting it back to Beck. Beck takes his time. Now it is Savard. Savard goes to the left side. He tried to hit his man at the line, Gillies, but couldn't. Outside of the Soviets line, 1 minute and 19 seconds. Left in the second period. Each team with 4 goals. There's Dennis Potvin. Ahead to Gillis. He lost it. Vasiliev ahead up on the left side. Varnikov couldn't get it. Here's Coburn going in. He tried to slide the pass in front. Stars knocking it to the wing down the ice. And now we have less than a minute to go in the second period. Guy Lapointe having difficulty against Coburn. Dvorakov coming in. Oh, he was hit by Dennis Potvin over on the other side. Now Varnikov dropping it back. Vasiliev shooting it. It went off a player or Dryden and went wide. Coburn behind the net. Loses it to Trottier. Skvortsov tried to check him. Skvortsov getting it back. Varnikov a shot. The rebound. Gillies clearing it. Skvortsov going after it again. And the Stars are forced to roll it down into Soviet territory. Starikov up to the line. Here's Mikhailov, a shot. Dryden had no difficulty with that. It's centered in front. And Petrov almost directed it to the upper left-hand corner. Soviets with the pressure on as we move into the final 8 seconds of the second period. Now Starikov out to center. Tumanev trying to corral it. Here's Settler, and that's the end of the period. So at the end of 2 periods, it's tied at 4.
Well, a very one-sided end of the period, Danny, as the Soviets totally control the Team NHL. Here's that last one. It did get through to Dryden as it came in from the point and deflected off Dryden up over the net. And you see the shots on goal, 21-10 through the first 2 periods. And I think the big story of the hockey game, at least as far as I'm concerned, is the fact that Team NHL, with all of that firepower, has been held to just 10 shots. And they can perhaps consider themselves fortunate. 10 shots, and 4 of them have gone in, as Tretiak has been shaky. But he did make the big save off Dion when it was 4-2, and shortly thereafter, the Soviets scored twice. In that second period, the shots on goal, the Soviets 14 and the NHL 5. And so the score at the end of the second period. Time for the Soviets.
Okay, we are ready for the start of the third period. Petrov is at center. Mikhailov on one wing and Tumanev on the other. It's Carroll, Lafleur, and Gainey, the line for the Stars. Petrov at his own line. There's a pass intercepted by Lafleur. Lafleur a back pass to Gainey, and he couldn't come up with it cleanly. Into the corner, Starikov ahead on the left side. Mikhailov tried to hit his man Tumanev. It goes down the ice, and it's touched there by Salming, so that is an...
The NHL lineup.
And for the Soviets, Koven, Vernikov, Skvortsky. That is their line. Now on the left side, it goes down the ice into the Star zone. Savard cleared it up into the center ice area. Zluktov. Back to Babinov. They have made a change on that line. We'll tell you about it later. Dvorak probably was injured on that check. Looks at. And they've made changes. Kapusky is on now. Now Sittler is going to the line. Over the line is called on the offside. They have that complete change out there. Balderas, Slipkov, and Kapusky.
Pick up some of that time on the Soviet bench as they yell at one another. Well, I don't know what they said, Bobby Orr, but they are up anyway.
Interesting.
Now a new line. The Golikov. Out there. There's a shot by Clark. Off the glove of Tretiak. He holds it and gets the face-off in deep Soviet territory.
Now we've got Lafleur in right wing with Clark and Barber. You're going to see Lafleur get a lot of ice time, Bobby. If you look at that shot by Bobby Clark.
I would guess Guy Lafleur is going to get plenty of ice time.
Makarov is the other Soviet forward. Vilyaletdinov has it, goes into the corner. Ahead it goes. Vladimir Golikov's stick to center, and it's fed back in by Lapointe. Vilyaletdinov plays it on the boards. Now it's out to center. Makarov. Back to Makarov. Makarov getting in front. There's a shot. They score! Vladimir Golikov. Holy Makarov.
Well, they were caught with one man back, Bobby. Denny Potvin. Again, the Soviets score on a rebound, and they've done it a couple of times here this afternoon. Lapointe was caught up the ice. You see him trying to get back. Potvin falls. And there's the rebound. Lapointe gets back, but not quickly enough as he gets turned around, and it's 5-4. The Soviets have taken the lead. Here it comes. There's the rebound. Boy, they are in the right place at the right time so often. We are seeing tremendous teamwork here today on the part of the Soviet National Club.
So now we have Koven, Vernikov, Dvorak is on. So he is not apparently any worse for wear as a result of that check deep in the Stars zone near the end of the second period. Dvorak is at the line against Gilly. Now Salming at the side of the net, up on the left side. It's kept in by Vasiliev. Dvorak along the boards. Koven is going after it, trying to get it. It comes out in front, and the Stars start out led by Gillies. Gillies over to Bossy. Bossy digs into the corner against Vasiliev. Gillies now going after Starikov, who cleared it on the boards into the center ice area. Here is Salming playing it to Gillies. He scooped it into the other side. Bossy couldn't play it into the corner, and the Soviets come into the center ice area over the Stars line. And behind the net, Robinson playing it to the right side to Bossy. Now pass to the other side to Robinson. 5-4 for the Soviets over the Stars. Robinson fired it! And a quick glove effort by Tretiak. Petrov is now on the ice. Robinson playing it back to Salming. It's off the leg. And Vasiliev playing it back to his own line. Tumanev is in behind the net. Taking his time. Gainey forechecking along with Perro and Lafleur. And the Soviets come out into the center ice area. Mikhailov to Tumanev. Tumanev trying to get it in front. He was bodied by Beck. The Stars, Lafleur into the center ice area with Gainey. 3-on-1. And Lafleur couldn't control it. Lafleur over the other side to Peck. There's the shot. And it's blocked by Tretiak. Back into the center ice area. Petrov coming down in over the line. Here's Mikhailov. A shot. It rolls into Dryden, and he covers up.
Tremendous passing by the Soviets. The Challenge Cup, the series of the century. Vladimir Golikov from Makarov, the scoring play. Bobby, here it is again.
Dennis makes the right play here. He makes the puck carrier shoot the puck. Unfortunately, the rebound went out to...
now Pervukin clearing it in. Soviets fail to hold it in. Vilyaletdinov back at his own line, played it on the other side. It's cleared in by Pervukin. Coming from the other side, Balderas behind the net. It's up on the wing. Stars fail to clear it out. Now Beck playing it in behind the net to Savard. Off the boards. It goes to Lanny McDonald. Here's Sittler at center. the Soviet line. It got by Tretiak, and it was wide by a foot or two. 5-4 for the Soviets early in the third period. Coming down over the line, Balderas. There it goes. Kapustin trying to pick up the pass from Sluptov. The Stars led by Savard. Pour them into the center ice area. Sittler couldn't pick it up. Bilya Lettendorf fired it to the other side. Now it comes over on the far right wing. Soviets rolling at the center. Rivukin got it out. Now it's back in. Bilya Lettendorf on the left side. Fired a shot. And it was blocked by Lapointe. Here's Sittler weaving his way. The pass ahead on the right side of Bossy. And now it's the turn of the Stars to make changes while the play goes on. But it is icing.
Just super hockey. And no doubt our guys will come back right now.
The Golikov and Makarov, the line for the Soviets. That Islanders line for the Stars. Trotsky, Gillies, and Bossy is deep in Soviet territory. Starikov is trying to pry it loose. He couldn't, so they will line up for the face-off to the right of Tretiak.
I think we see...
As we look at the veteran Vasiliev, he's played a strong game today.
I think we see a lot of the forechecking. We're going to come up with the puck and get back into this game. Because I think that's the key to go after them in their end, and they'll get the puck up.
Now here's Dennis Potvin. He shoots, and again he doesn't miss by much. That's the second shot by the Stars in this period, not missing by too much, getting by Tretiak. It's cleared inadvertently over the boards by Lapointe inside the Stars line.
Now, there's no doubt Guy Lapointe is finding his legs, if you will. I mentioned earlier he has not played for 3 weeks. 3 weeks ago tonight, the last time he played. But he was on Team Canada 72 and again in 76.
Now Makarov. His shot went off Potvin. Another shot by Golikov to the side. It's in the Stars zone, and it's against the boards. Face off to the left of Dryden.
Live from New York, this is the Challenge Cup.
Face off to the left of Dryden. Dvorak lost it in the slot. Turning on the right side is Bossy. In ahead for Trottier. Trottier along the boards in the corner. They fight for possession. It's in behind Tretiak. Soviets taking over. Dvorak gets it out over the line. Bossy to Trottier. Trottier against Babanov. Now Barnikov gets it out. Now it's cleared down with a long shot. Dvorak in there along the boards. They dig away the Soviets, and the Stars shoot it out and over the board.
We haven't seen much evidence, Bobby, in the game so far of that Soviet ploy of having a man hanging out by the red line. Balderas in particular. I don't imagine what's going to lead now into the Soviet favor 5-4. We'll see much of it for the rest of this game.
Well, they've changed a little bit. Scotty had the middle cut off, so now they're going to the board. So that's why you're not seeing those guys out in center ice.
It is Bobby Clark now at center on the wings. Lafleur and shot. The Stars clearing at the center, broken up by the Soviets. Bilya Lettendorf finally got it back to Mikhailov, who swings and turns inside the line. Bilya Lettendorf playing it on the left side. Mikhailov chasing it in over the Stars line, laying into Robinson. Now at the line, there's a shot by Pervukin. And Dryden had to be very alert. It wasn't hard, but it was right on the target and partially screened. Dryden picking off a sharp angle shot from the boards from the stick of Pervukin. Holds on.
Well, there's our friend, Mr. Ozerov, the Soviet broadcaster, as he does his thing. This game is being beamed back to the Soviet Union, and he does it again from ice level here at Madison Square Garden. And he never lets himself get very far away from the Soviet bench. Or am I got that right? Or which side is he on? He must be on the same side we are.
I think he's right down.
Yeah, that's
there
right.
he is, right down in front of us there.
So this huge crowd of over 17,000, most of them rooting for the NHL Stars, are getting a bit apprehensive with the score 5-4 for the Soviets. From the faceoff, Beck in the corner. He cleared it ahead. It's out to center. Here's Lanny McDonald firing it off the stick of Sittler, who is being tied up by Caboose, and Sittler taken into the boards rather heavily. They play for possession. Flip-top ahead on the left side, and Caboose knocked it out. Now at the line, Savard ahead to Lanny McDonald. A good move by McDonald. He shot it from a sharp angle wide. Here's Beck taking a shot. Up to Gainey. Gainey couldn't get a shot. He was turning around against Vasiliev. Soviets headman that putt. They couldn't negotiate contact. Now Savard playing it in on the right side, and that is an offside.
There's the clock. Something is...
No, they switch ends.
What clock's still going, though, Bob?
Still going.
I think something went wrong with the clock, and now they are trying to correct it. So we're going to have a bit of a delay, which gives me a chance to remind you that the Moscow 1980 Olympic coin program is presenting to a star in each game a silver coin set. The coins include themes of Moscow and Leningrad and are the official Olympic coins for the 1980 games in Moscow. Now there's Aggie Kuklowitz along with Dombrowski as they sort this one out. Now they have it straightened out. 12:40 left here in the hockey game.
And it is 5-4 for the Soviets. The goalie cut, and Makarov, the forward line for the Soviets. We have Perrault, Dion, Lafleur for the Stars. There's a long pass for Lafleur. Fedorov going in, and that is an icing against the NHL.
I hear sounds like a boo almost when Lafleur is involved, but the fans have picked up a chant. Gee.
Pretty difficult booing that hockey player right there. 100% every night. He just does everything.
From the face-off, and LaPointe clearing it up on the left side. Babinov trying to pick it up. He couldn't. Perrault cleared it out over the line. Fedorov to Alexander Golikov. He shoots it in, and his brother Vladimir, along with Makarov, move in. But the Stars, Perrault took a Dion pass. Here's Perrault. He has that great speed. Perrault around the net, trying to center it, and Petyak got his stick on it. The Soviets get clear of it. Golikov, Alexander shooting it into the Stars zone. Potson to Perrault. His pass is blocked. Babinov playing it back to his own line. There's Fedorov. Now at the line, Lafleur passing it out to Perrault. And the Soviets doing an excellent checking job here. They're staying right on top of the Stars. Soviets with a one-goal lead. They moved in there. Makarov is after Perrault. Alexander Golikov tried to get it, but it's under Perrault. This is up. Vilya Letendorf and Pervukin on the point. Pervukin shot is blocked. Skvortsov tried to get it. Now number 10, Vernikov, couldn't. Salming cleared it to the left side. Vernikov in behind the net. Here is Salming turning. Skvortsov was after him up on the left side to Gillies. He tipped it to center. 5-4 in the third period for the Soviets. Gillies racked his man up along the boards. It was Koven, number 9. He get up. And now he's skating over for the faceoff. 10:55. That's the time left in the third period. Remember, as Dick mentioned, if this game is tied, there is no question of any overtime in this game. But should the series be tied, let's say, a victory apiece and the score tied at the end, the third period tomorrow, there would be overtime to decide the series victory. Now it's Salming back into his own zone, and it's icing against the Soviets.
He's going with the offensive players here, Bobby, although, funnily enough, Steve Shutt hasn't seen any action in this period. He had Lafleur with Dion and Perrault. He has got the Islanders line out there now.
Well, he needs goals, Dick, so obviously you go with your offensive players. But the NHL All-Stars just have to be careful now, a little careful. They're down 1 goal. There's still 10 minutes and 42 seconds to go, so just be careful. Don't try to force it too much, and then who knows what's going to happen. But they should be very careful right now.
It is Starikov around the net. he fires it. Bossy tipped it back in for Trossier. There's Gillies into the corner with Vasiliev. Trossier tried to get it, and the Soviets start out. Alexander Golik. Now it's back into the center right area. There's Petrov. Over on the far side to Robinson, and it's called on the offside. Talking about the prospects of overtime in the series, if this game should end in a tie, then the game tomorrow, if the Soviets win it, or leading by 6 or 7 at the end of 3 periods, there's still overtime.
There's overtime tomorrow night, yes.
10-17 remaining in the third period. 5-4. Soviets in front. Tumanev. He's up front with Mikhailov and Petrov. There's Mikhailov along the boards, in behind the net. Savard, he tipped it up on the wing. Vasiliev knocked it back in. He jammed Savard in on the board. Mikhailov fell. Back to the point it goes to Starikov. Mikhailov couldn't pick it up behind the net, and Savard has it. Pass to center, stopped by Petrov. Tumanev coming in on that right side for the Soviets. Backhand shot. And it's Dryden covering up.
Tumanev didn't play the other night, but he's put on a pretty good show here today. You are watching the Series of the Century live from Madison Square Garden.
Now Clark goes to center. And the wings are Barber and Gainey. Shluptov, Balderas, and Kapustin for the Soviets. Fedorov on defense with Babinov. Puck is in the star zone. They jam in on the board. There's a pass. Gainey finally picking it up, feeding up on the left side. Babinov is back there against Gainey. Gainey trying to get it to pass it off. He falls. Here's Barber trying to center. Gainey. And he had difficulty against Kapustin. It's kept in by Clark. Clark takes a weak shot, blocked by Tretiak. Gainey trying to pass it out, and again he was checked very closely. It's cleared down the ice. Beck is back there after the icing against the Soviets.
Good job there, Bobby, by Barry Beck, because he was matched against Balderas, and I'll tell you, Big Barry turned it on as best he could, and he won the race.
I don't think Balderas was too interested in going in the corner with Barry Beck.
Right.
Beck can skate. He can skate. He's a big man. He skates. He moves very, very well. He's got a great shot. He's just a great all-around hockey player. There he is.
Well, the Dion Perreault-Lafleur combination out there again, along with Potvin and Lapointe.
Comes in front of the net. Vladimir Golikov shooting it to the corner. Alexander, his brother, in against Lapointe. Lafleur against Makarov on the board. It's loose. In behind the net. Up on the left side. Perreault to Potvin. He couldn't control it. Lapointe playing it to the line. Not out. Golikov cleared it in front. It's knocked away. Now Perreault. Ahead to Dion into the center ice area. Back to Perreault. To Soviet territory. Along the boards, they fight for it to the right of Tretiak. To the other side. Ravukin got clear of it down the ice. No icing on this. Dryden feeding it to Potvin on the other side. Now it's loose in behind the net to Lapointe. Lafleur is turning on the right wing at center. Dion, Lafleur, and Perreault. As the Soviets get it, and it's called for a gloved pass.
Well, territorially in this period, the NHL has been doing just a little bit better, but nevertheless, they have been outshot exactly 2-1 by the Soviets to this part of the hockey game. 28-14, the margin. 7 minutes and 58 seconds remaining here in the third period.
Face off in the center ice area. And Dryden finds some sort of debris in front of his net, and the linesman Pavlich is picking it up, and that's holding up proceedings for the nonce, but it will be short-lived, I am sure. 7:58 left in the hockey game. 9 goals scored, 5 by the Soviets. At one time, the Soviets were down 3-1, another time 4-2, but they had a tremendous resurgence. late in the second period, scoring 2 quick goals to tie it. Here's shot over the line. He cleared it into the corner. Starikov failed to shoot it out. Vasiliev, the veteran, to the other side. It goes. Vernikov out over the line. Puts it on the brakes. Goes back to the line. And it's cleared in. Could be a delayed offside here against the Stars. But it's locked out successfully by the Soviets. And Vasiliev cleared it ahead. And it's called to the offside.
This is live coverage of game number 2 for the Challenge Cup.
Exactly 7.5 minutes to play in the third period, 5-4 for the Soviets. Dan Kelly is not with us today. He's working on CBS. He'll be back with us tomorrow night. Now there's Koven coming out. He shoots it ahead for Vernikov on the other side. Skvortsov. It doesn't go over there. The Stars getting it. It's into the center ice area. Here's shot over the line. Checked by Vasiliev. They go to the corner. Around the net. Starikov clearing it, but not out. There's a shot by Sittler to the short side. Sittler is dumped by Starikov. They fight for possession in behind Tretiak and a face-off in deep Soviet territory.
Daryl Sittler back at center ice right there between Steve Shutt and Lanny McDonald. In the penalty department, the NHL Stars have received 3 penalties. The Soviets just 1. And when the Soviets player Kovin was off in the first period, Bossy scored on the power play. One of the Soviet goals, Mikhailov's goal in the second period, came on a Soviet power play.
Now it's Beck taking a shot, and a screenshot wide. Here's Beck again, trapping it at the point. In it goes behind the net. Fedorov clearing it on the right side. They jam in on the boards, and they get a whistle and a face-off again. In Soviet territory in Bobby Orr, the time has come for all the pressure that the Stars can put on the Soviets to take place.
Pull all the plugs out now, Dan. 6:41 to go. They're calling the play outside.
Well, obviously at fault was a member of the Stars. He was responsible for the stoppage in play. Petrov at center, Mikhailov and Tumanev on the wing. Now Babinov clears it on the right side into the center ice area. Beck stopped it. Soviets getting it again. Mikhailov, the veteran, coming in, swings to the other side, gives it to Petrov. He dropped it to Tumanev. Tumanev trying to center it. Tumanev in the corner, centered it. There's a shot by Petrov. And what a glorious scoring opportunity that was for the Soviets. I want to see that again to see whether Dryden got a piece of it as he kicked out that right leg. Now the puck into the center ice area. Tumanev is in over the line, but drop pass. There's the shot by Petrov. And he unleashes a booming blast, and Dryden made the save.
Well, this number 21, Boris Tumanov, didn't play the other night. He's taken over for the injured Arlamov today. And Bobby, he's put on quite a show. He can handle the puck.
He's having a whale of a game. He didn't play the other night. I guess they've been hiding him on us. They didn't want to have everyone out there Thursday night. But he's played a fine game.
And Dryden has faced 30 shots today.
Dion facing off against Schluchtop. The Stars, Potvin, laying it on the board, backtracking his peril. He fell, gives it to Potvin. Long pass to Lafleur, he couldn't pick it up. Here's Kapustin, he has 2 goals for the Soviets. He swings that pass to the right side, and Balderas is back there for it. Balderas to Schluchtop. Schluchtop being hounded by Peril. He missed Dion with the pass. Here's Lafleur going in. Kapustin into the corner. Bodied by Lafleur. Soviets clearing it out, and it's knocked back in on the offside. Lafleur has been doing some bodybuilding in this series.
Well, he can hit.
The Challenge Cup is coming to you live from New York. Square Garden in New York. 5-4, the Soviets leading Team NHL. And at the conclusion of our telecast, Rod Gilbert, the former Ranger star, will present today's Molson Awards to the top players on the 2 teams here today.
The Golikhovs and Makarov, the line for the Soviets. Perel, Lafleur, and Dion still on there for the Stars. Starikov wends his way down on the left side. Rolled it gently to the Stars line. Lapointe knocking it up on the left side. Now it's back Potvin to Perel. Back to Potvin. He's an excellent rushing defenseman. A good move by Potvin. Potvin is in over the line. Takes the shot. It goes to the far side. Here's Lafleur. Back to Lapointe. Perel getting it. He centered it in front. Vasiliev stopped it. Now into the corner, Starikov. Lapointe has it there. He ripped that shot off the corner boards, and there's Lafleur to the other side. He bumps along the boards with Makarov. Starikov has it. He shoots it ahead to Alexander Golikov. It's back to Lapointe at the Stars line to Potvin, who had that last beautiful rush for the Stars. Here is Lapointe clearing it in. Fedorov knocked it out to the line. Coming at the line, an excellent move by Makarov. He shoots it to the corner. The Soviet strategy, shoot it in there, move up, tie up the All-Stars if they can, neutralize their speed to protect the 5-4 lead. That is the obvious strategy of the Soviets. Now the puck in the center ice area. Clark couldn't get anywhere. Here's Potvin at the line. He collided with Gainey. Golikov. Over it goes. Skvortsov took a shot. Driving a big save. Soviets making changes where the play goes on. Face off to the right of Dryden. That was a quick shot by Skvortsov. He had just come onto the ice.
There it is. Good stop by Dryden. The whistle went right after that. I don't know why. Maybe gloved ahead, I guess. Well, all right. We'll stick with our sign maker. 3:44 left. Time definitely becoming a factor. And we'll keep our eye on Dryden as the minutes tick away here in the closing stages of this game.
And we have Koven along with Varnikov out there to join Skvortsov. There's a shot off the leg. Gainey can't clear it out. The Soviets with a weak shot by Varnikov. Skvortsov tried to center it. Salming clearing it to the left side. Adequate among the spectators. 3:31 left in the third period. 5-4 USSR over the NHL.
Bobby, the shots directed at the goal, 11-8 in this period, favor the Soviets. But Team NHL has not had really any good belts at Tretiak in this third period. The shots aren't really on the target.
Babinov and Fedorov out of your picture. They are the defensemen for the Soviets, well in over the Stars line. Robinson up on the left side to Gainey. He has Clark and Barber with him. Three Stars. Here's Gainey turning on the jet. Gainey in over the line. Takes a shot. It rolls generously for the Stars off the body and dangerously by Tretiak. Face off. It was held against the boards with Gainey falling. Face off apparently now will be in the Soviet zone.
Well, this has been a Soviet-dominated game. The shots on big afternoon and a big game for the team in the red sweaters.
Now the Stars, everybody up. Soviets get the draw. They shoot it down into Stars territory. Savard ripped it off the boards, but that was just giving it to Bilya Letanov, who fired it to the other side and was cleared in. And back it comes into the center ice area. Gillies rolling it to the corner. Number 5 is Pervukin. Oh, he was belted. Now it's cleared on the left side. That was a solid check by Kossier. And it is a case of the Soviets now being called for icing, and that could militate against them if they start to shoot it down the ice, and the Stars get the chance for the face-off in the Soviet zone.
A lot of goals have been scored off the face-off, Danny, and a couple have been scored today off the face-off, so they're very important. Start icing the puck, big face-offs in the Soviet end.
Okay, Bobby. Bobby, has anybody asked you during this series, how are you enjoying retirement?
Well, I'm enjoying it. I realize I can no longer play, and I'm happy doing what I'm doing, but I'd much rather be out in the ice.
Enjoy it better this afternoon if the score was reversed.
Well, yeah, I'm getting a little depressed.
Now, into the corner. Here's Kossier, right in front of the goal. And Tretiak came out before Kossier could properly cradled it to get the shot.
He couldn't see any daylight, Bobby, I'm sure, on that one, because Brian held on to the puck. Here's the chance. Oh, see, no chance. See?
No.
Blocked up there.
Blocked up.
Gillies down on his knees, the defense man with him, and I guess Brian took a look, couldn't see the net.
Now here's Cochran shooting it. It's off the stick, over the glass, in behind Tretiak.
Exactly 2.5 minutes left. Keep in mind, with NHL rules applying, that a timeout can be called. 30-second timeout.
2.5 minutes left. It's swept in by Salming. Vervuken lays it on the boards. 5-4 the score. For the Soviets, there's a shot by Trottier, and he whistled it hard around the net. The angle was fairly sharp. Now it's cleared down the ice by Petrov, and it'll be a face-off again in deep Soviet territory. It surprises me that they are icing that puck.
Well, we had a good scoring chance. The NHL All-Stars had a good scoring chance off the last face-off, and hopefully we'll get another one right here.
Danny, that's the 5th time the Soviets have iced the puck in the 3rd period. But it's still 5-4. The Soviets ahead by 1. 2:07 is time.
Line. Balderas, Lukov, and Kapushkin for the Soviets. It's cleared back to the point. LaPointe shoots it back. It's around the net to Vasiliev. Ahead. And Kapushkin lugged it into the center ice area. It's off his stick. LaPointe chops the pass over to Robinson, the big bird. Ahead for Clark. A bouncing puck knocked down by Vasiliev. He played it off the boards, out over the line, cleared in, offside, and 1 minute and 42 seconds left in the game.
Well, the players of the game have been announced. 3 of the Molson Awards. Vasiliev of the Soviets, Trottier of Team NHL, and Rod Gilbert will make the official presentation at the conclusion of the play here today. Now the 2 coaches as we turn.
Just wondering if they take the goalie out and Kapushkin puts it in for a hat trick.
The problem with the ice, it hasn't been as big a problem in that regard, Bobby, as we thought. Maybe that was just something being thrown on the ice. Seems to have held up pretty well. People were a little concerned about it.
I'm a little surprised with the ice that it's held up like that.
Face off outside the Soviet line. No change in that alignment for the Stars. The Soviets in over the line. Vasiliev, a shot that went off the glove of Dryden. Now the Soviets moving in there. Zlukov, Balderas. Now a long rink-wide pass up there to Clark. Clark ahead for Lafleur. Goes off Vasiliev. Lafleur upended by Vasiliev. And the crowd reacted on that one. Soviet rolling it into the center ice area. Now Sittler couldn't pick it up. Ahead, Shlukov on the right side. He's a big fellow. Shlukov getting it in front. Balderas was shot. Here's Sittler coming out over the line. 1 minute left. Lafleur at the line. He couldn't get over the line. Finally feeds it ahead. Dryden started out, but he went back. Now Perron coming in. He did not wait long enough. 47 seconds left. And Dryden in that familiar pose is 15 feet in front of the net.
Well, Scotty has motioned to him. There you see Ken Dryden waiting for word from the coach of Team NHL. Scotty rather calm, cool, and collected externally right now as he sorts things out. And we do have a timeout called, I believe. Soviets have outshot Team NHL 10-5 in this 3rd period. And somebody, they haven't made the announcement, I don't think, but I think we've got a timeout call. Hard to tell which team because they both went to the bench, but I'm sure it was Scotty Bowman. There is Tikhonov, the Soviet national coach, who continues to stand in front of his players in the players' bench area in the Soviet style, or certainly at least in his style. Well, there you see it, 47 seconds left and a lot of talking. What's happening at the Soviet bench? Dryden almost to the blue line, but he is not off the ice. They're trying to get the puck into the Soviet zone.
Trottier, right on with Salming, is cleared in, and Dryden goes to the bench. 6 attackers for the Stars. They pile into the corner, and they're going to get what they were looking for.
That's right.
Face-off in deep Soviet territory. This is going to be an exciting wind-up. And let's pick up the attackers out there, Dick, before I pass it over to you and Bobby. We have LaFleur, Gillies, Stalving, Hoffman. We have Trotsky, and I guess in the far right wing, that has to be the guy who knows how to score, Mr. Bobby.
This is Mike Bossy, right? There's a lot of scoring power out there, and Bossy and Trottier did what they were supposed to do. Got a face-off in the Soviet end, and Trottier's not a bad face-off man either.
And now the Soviets defending for them. They have Bilya Letanov out there, the goalie caught. Now goalie caught, Vladimir cleared it off puck and taken it down into the Star zone. That was a big play for the Soviets. Back it comes. Here's LaFleur. And he couldn't get anywhere against Bilya Letanov, and it was cleared over the boards outside the Soviet line, and we're down to 26 seconds.
There's a two-line pass on the outside. Listen to the Soviet bench.
To Europe for a change. They can watch it at a reasonable hour at 8 o'clock Moscow time, starting here at 2 or 2:15. So they can watch the game and still go out for dinner or whatever they do over there. Bobby, you were over there.
Canadian,
On Saturday night.
Team NHL net is still empty. Just about sit there, Danny.
So we have Dion, Carroll. It's out over the line. Robinson up on left side. He shoots it into Soviet territory. Dion against Verbuchen in the corner. They jam in there. And with 18 seconds, another big face-off. This time to the left of Tretiak.
This time, Bobby, they better control the puck.
Well, we had it off the face-off last time. I think it was Trottier, and he tried to pass it back to the point and roll off the end of his stick. But there comes Bobby Clark. Sure be taking the draw. One of the greatest in the game at taking the draw.
And number 10, LaFleur is poised. There he is. If it comes back, he'll whip it. It's into the corner. Verbuchen playing it on the board. Petrov trying to get the play stopped. Verbuchen takes it to the corner, using up second, and that brings it down to a total of 9. So the Stars are getting the opportunities with these face-offs in Soviet territory, but the Soviets are not giving them an opportunity to get any good shots.
Dion taking over from Salmi on the right side.
From the face-off, here's LaFleur, takes a shot off the board. Hoffman, there's the shot, blocked by Tretiak. It's centered and scrambled in front, clear down the ice. Wide, and the game is over. A great comeback by the Soviets, and on the play of the day, you'd have to say the Soviets were a better hockey club.
Well, the shots ended up 31-16, and they definitely outplayed the All-Stars today, but I'm sure the Stars will do a lot of thinking tonight, and tomorrow night it'll be a little different story.
Well, there is Tretiak, who got off to the very shaky start, but he was not tested all that severely throughout the game, especially in the latter stages. The shots on goal in the final period, 14-6 in favor of the Soviets, 31-15 overall. And when you hold Team NHL to 15 shots, you have played some hockey game, and that's exactly what the Soviet national team has done here in New York this afternoon, as the players from both teams on what some of the Soviet commentators have referred to as a friendly series. It's a little more than that, I am sure. The referee